Hello everybody! Welcome back to our channel. It's John from Ali here, and today we're going to do another episode of Native Speed Listening. Now, do you guys remember the format? First, I'm going to say the words 3 times. We're going to test our understanding. Then I will put the phrase on this screen. I'll give some explanation of the grammar and sound changes. And then at the end, we're going to have a test, just like in our last video. Now, are you ready to go? Let's get started. Today's theme is food. That's right. We have a lot of phrases related to food. So, let's get started. Get out your pencil and paper, get ready to jot down some of the phrases I'm saying, and let's go! Now, today's first phrase is, what's for dinner? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? That phrase was, what's for dinner? Now we're asking, what are we going to eat? Now this phrase, what's for, shortens together into what's for dinner. So the beginning of the sentence is weak. Then the meal at the end, that's the strong part. We can also say, what's for breakfast and what's for lunch. It's a great phrase. Remember this one. You just get home, you can ask mom, what's for dinner? Okay. Now, our next phrase. Oh man, we're having leftovers again? Oh man, we're having leftovers again? Oh man, we're having leftovers again? This phrase was, oh man, we're having leftovers again? Now here we say, we are having, shortens to we are, that's our contraction. We're having. Notice we almost don't say the H, we're having. We can think of it as cutting it out. So we're having, like one word, we're having. Leftovers, what are leftovers? It's food that you didn't eat from the last meal. So we're having in this case means eating. And oh man, you're upset. Oh man. So this phrase one more time. Oh man, we're having leftovers again? Who here likes leftovers? I'm not a big fan. Our next phrase is, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Want to grab a bite on the way home? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Want to grab a bite on the way home? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Want to grab a bite on the way home? This phrase was, I'm feeling a bit peckish. Want to grab a bite on the way home? Notice in this first sentence, the strong points are feeling and peckish. I'm feeling a bit peckish. Here, peckish means a little bit hungry. I'm a little hungry. Peckish, like a chicken pecking at the ground. So I'm feeling a bit peckish. And our next sentence starts with wanna. Now wanna is a shortened casual form of do you want to. Notice as I mentioned in our first video, when we're asking a question, a lot of times we'll delete the beginning. Or if it's obvious who the subject is. Do you want to? It's obvious you is the person being asked. So wanna. Wanna grab a bite? Here, a bite is short for a bite to eat. A bite to eat is just a small or medium-sized meal. So, wanna grab a bite is short for do you want to grab a bite to eat? Now our next phrase is, could you give me a recommendation? Could you give me a recommendation? Could you give me a recommendation? This phrase was, could you give me your recommendation? Here, we're asking what the chef or waiter thinks is good at a restaurant. The recommendation, what they think you will enjoy. Notice here, could you becomes could you. Give me becomes gimme. Could you give me? Could you give me? Here, the recommendation is what the waiter or chef at a restaurant thinks is tasty. They think you should order it. On to our next phrase. This is an example of a recommendation. The steak pairs well with a red wine. The steak pairs well with a red wine. The steak pairs well with a red wine. This phrase was, the steak pairs well with a red wine. Note the phrase, pair well with. To pair well with something is a food item going well with a drink item, usually an alcoholic beverage. So the steak pairs well with a red wine. The chicken pairs well with the white wine. The strudel pairs well with a cold lager. For example, note here, the with a becomes with a, and red wine almost goes together like one word, red wine, red wine. So with a red wine, with a red wine. The steak pairs well with a red wine. Now for our next phrase, she can really put it away. Look at that girl go. She can really put it away. Look at that girl go. She can really put it away. Look at that girl go. This phrase was, she can really put it away. Look at that girl go. Now there are two phrases that need explanation here. Our first phrase, put it away, just means an ability to eat a lot of food. So she can really put it away. She's very good at eating a lot of food, perhaps quickly, like a professional eater, maybe. Now look at that girl go. We could also say look at that guy go. Look at that person go. If we say look at somebody go, they're doing something that's worth watching. So she's really good at eating fast. Watch her eat. Wow, it's amazing. Notice here, put it away becomes put it away. Put it away. Almost like one long word. Put it away. We have that T reducing to almost that D sound. Instead of put it, we say put it away. And also, look at becomes almost like look it. Look at that girl go. Look at that girl go. Now, on to our next phrase. Dinner was great. I washed it down with a nice cold beer. Dinner was great. I washed it down with a nice cold beer. Dinner was great. I washed it down with a nice cold beer. This phrase was, dinner was great. I washed it down with an ice cold beer. Now we have another two new phrases to look at in these sentences. To wash something down is to have something to drink with your meal. So we're saying dinner was great. It was a good meal. I washed it down with an ice cold beer. Maybe you could wash it down with an ice cold soda or an ice cold oolong tea. Actually, ice cold. It's just something that's very, very cold. Some drinks are very tasty when they're cold, like beers or sodas. Maybe some teas are better hot though. Note the phrase wash it down. I wash it down. I wash it down. Again combines to close to a single word with the emphasis on washed. So I wash it down. What do you like to wash your meals down with? I prefer melon soda. I like to wash my meals down with melon soda. Now this next phrase is also very useful. I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed. This phrase was, I'm stuffed. Here the phrase stuffed means you're very full. You can't eat anymore. Have you ever been stuffed from a very good meal? I like to eat ramen until I'm stuffed. It's delicious, I can't stop. And now, time for our last phrase. I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? This phrase was, I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? Wait, there's a very strange term in this phrase. Doggy bag? What's a doggy bag? I'm glad you asked. A doggy bag is take-home packaging for your meal. In America, the meals are usually very large at restaurants, so people often take the leftovers home to eat later. Apparently, in the past, people would often take the leftovers, for example, bones from the meal and things that you wouldn't normally eat. They would take them home and give them to their dogs to eat. Thus the term doggy bag. This is used very commonly in America. Notice here, I can becomes sort of an I can, and finish it all becomes finish it all, finish it all. I can finish it all. Like they turn into two words instead of a full phrase. I can finish it all. And also here, get a, it's in the soft position. That T turns into that D-like sound. Get a, get a. Could I get a? Could I get a? Well, that is all for the lesson portion of today's video. Let's continue on to our review section. So follow along with me and repeat the phrases that I say. They will show up on the screen. Just say them again. Let's practice our pronunciation. Starting with our first phrase. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Oh man, we're having leftovers again? Oh man, we're having leftovers again? Oh man, we're having leftovers again? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Wanna grab a bite on the way home? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Wanna grab a bite on the way home? I'm feeling a bit peckish. Wanna grab a bite on the way home? Could you give me your recommendation? Could you give me your recommendation? Could you give me your recommendation? The steak pairs well with a red wine. The steak pairs well with a red wine. The steak pairs well with a red wine. She can really put it away. Look at that girl go. She can really put it away. Look at that girl go. She can really put it away. Look at that girl go. Dinner was great. I washed it down with an ice cold beer. Dinner was great. I washed it down with an ice cold beer. Dinner was great. I washed it down with an ice cold beer. I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed. I'm stuffed. I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? I don't think I can finish it all. Could I get a doggy bag? Alright everybody, and that's it for today's Native Speed Listening. Thank you all for joining me once again, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in our next video. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will catch you next time.